Hello everyone. Today we will start new chapter, that is motions of the earth. Yes, we know that our planet earth has slightly flattened at both the pole. For example, from the north pole and from the south pole. So, first we try to understand our earth planet has two types of motion. First is rotation and another is revolution. So, rotation is the movement of the earth in its axis. The movement of the earth around the sun in a fixed path or orbit is called as revolution. So, through the diagram here we study about the different types of motions. The axis of the earth, which is an imaginary line, makes an angle of 66.5 with its orbital plane. Okay, so here I draw one diagram which is already given in our textbook. In this diagram you saw here there is a north pole and south pole. This is the imaginary line, it is called as the axis, which is slightly tilted towards the sun. So here you saw the middle latitude lines, which is called as equator. Okay, in the northern hemisphere you another imaginary line which is called as Tropic of Cancer, and in the southern hemisphere the another latitude means the imaginary line which indicate with a 66.5 degree, which is called as a Tropic of Tropic of Capricorn. So through these imaginary lines we try to understand how the day and night change through the rotations. So here you saw there is a orbital plane. It is called as the vertical line from the earth of orbital plane. It is situated on 23.5 degree. Yes, these all are the imaginary lines to understand how the day and night change according to the sun. Okay, so here in detail we study about here the another imaginary line which shows you the plane of the earth orbit. Now the axis of the earth, which is an imaginary line, this is the middle line, it is called as axis, which makes an angle of 66.5 with its orbital plane. The plane formed by the orbit, it is known as the orbital plane. The earth receives light from the sun. Yes, maximum heat and light we get from the sun. Yes, sun is one of the brightest star of our solar system. Due to the spherical shape of the earth, only half of it get light from the sun, which is already given in figure number 2. Okay, here the another figure is shown to you. Through this figure we come to know about the day and night due to the rotation. So here I will show you the reflection of the sun, which is only on half of the part. So half of the part is getting light from the sun and half of the part here you saw night time because of darkness. So this is called as the circle of illumination. Circle of illumination means half of the part gets light directly from the sun and half of the part which is the back side of the sun. So that's why this part can't get light from the sun. So here the portion facing the sun experience day, while the other half away from the sun experience night. The circle that divides the day and night on the globe, it is called as the circle of illumination. This line is called as the circle of illumination. This circle does not coincide with the axis as you see in figure number 3.2. This is the figure number 3.2. The earth takes about 24 hours to rotation is known as the earth day. Here our earth takes only 25 days, means 25 hours, means what? A single day for rotating on its axis. So that's why it is known as the Earth Day. This is the daily motions of the Earth. Okay. So through this diagram we come to know about the day and night on the Earth due to the rotation. Now what would happen? You just imagine that what would happen if the Earth did not rotate. The portion of the Earth facing the Sun would always experience daytime. If our Earth did not rotate, then you just imagine that this portion only gets light and you experience day in whole the year or throughout the year. Thus, brightening continuous warmth to the region, the other half would remain in darkness and be freezing cold all the times. For example, you saw in Alaska, in Canada, around 8 to 9 months they experience cold just because there is, they can't get sunlight. The slanting sunlight is there, so that's why they can't get a proper sunlight and they experience around 8 to 9 months frigid zone. So that's why it is called as a frigid cold all the times. Life would not have been possible in such extreme condition. Yes, we can't suffer, we can't live in this kind of situation. So that's why maximum people they are living near the equator because this part is suitable for general people. Okay, so through this diagram we try to understand what is rotation. Now in next diagram we come to know about what is the revolution. Here we study how day and night will change due to rotation. Now we study about revolution. The second motion of the Earth around the Sun in its orbit is called revolution. So here we study about how seasons will change due to revolution of the Earth around Sun. So now our Earth takes around 365 days and 1/4 days. 1/4 means 6 hours in a 1 year to revolve around the Sun. So we get a different example and through this we come to know about how revolution takes place. So we consider a year as consisting of 365 days only and ignore 6 hours for the sake of convenience. Yes, for the revolution our Earth takes 365 days and 6 hours. 6 hours means 1/4 time from the year, means every day if we consider as a 24 hours, so 1/4 is we divide 4 with 24 hours, so is equal to 6 hours. So we ignore the 6 hours for the sake of convenience. 6 hours saved every year and added to make 1 day. Means after 4 years we add 1 day as a 24 hours. Over a span of 4 years, this surplus day is added to the month of February. So here every 4th year in a February it is considered as February is of 29 days instead of 28 days. Such a year with a 366 days is called as a leap year. Yes, in 2020 this is a leap year. If we count it every 4 years, means last leap year is 2016 and the next leap year is 2024. So in this way we count leap year. In this leap year you add 1 day in the February month, means from every February month of after 4 years in 2020 there will be 29 days in February month. So find out the next leap year. So our next leap year is 2024 and after that 2028. Okay. After this here we study about one figure. Through this it is clear that the Earth is going around the Sun in an elliptical orbit. What is mean by elliptical orbit? Elliptical orbit means our earth is rotate from the west to east in a fixed path. So here we study about this fixed path, revolve from the fixed path. This is called as the elliptical orbit. Means in a oval shape our earth is revolved during the it takes 366 days in a leap year, and in a normal year it takes 365 days to revolve one round. Notice that throughout its orbit the earth is inclined. Inclined means it is tilted in 23.5 degree. So in the same direction a year is usually divided into summer, winter, spring and autumn season. Season change due to the change in the position of the earth around the sun. So that's why you saw through the revolution our seasons change. Okay. So in this way we study about the second motion, which is our earth around the sun. It takes orbit and it is called as revolution. This is the second motion of the earth. Do you know, students, the ancient Indian astronomer Aryabhatta had stated that the earth is round and rotates on its own axis. Yes, this is their prediction according to their study. So through this we also come to know about in ancient time. So as a year is usually divided into different seasons like summer, winter, spring and autumn. So here how season change due to the change of position of the earth around the sun. So through this diagram we come to know about the revolution of the earth, or the revolution of the earth, and how season will change. Okay. So first of all everybody look at here in this diagram. Look at the figure 3.3. You will see that 21st of June. Here everybody observe this diagram. In this diagram here we study about 21st of June. At that time what kind of atmosphere is there? So here we study. So see, on 21st of June the northern hemisphere is tilted towards the sun. It is tilted towards the sun. So this portion, this half of the portion directly get the sun rays. Okay. So in this time you saw here summer in the northern hemisphere, and at the same time in the southern hemisphere, in this portion you saw winter in the southern hemisphere. That's why it's called as summer solstice. Okay. So on 21st of June, so you saw different season change according to the revolution of the earth. So the rays of the sun fall directly on the Tropic of Cancer. This is the Tropic of Cancer part, upper part of the northern hemisphere. As a result, this area receives more heat. The area near the poles receive less heat because it is in a tilted form. So that's why here in the north hemisphere and in the southern hemisphere it gets less of heat, as the rays of the sun are slanting in a position. So that's why the north pole is inclined towards the sun. Here you saw this is the northern part, they incline towards the sun, so that's why it gets directly sun rays. So this place beyond the Arctic Circle experience the condition daylight for about 6 months. Since a large portion of the northern hemisphere is getting light from the sun, so that's why they feel it is the summer in the region in the north of the equator. In the northern part of the equator they feel summer season during the 21st of June on this time. So it is the summer in the region in the north of the equator. The longest day and the shortest night at this place occur on 21st of June. So here you experience the longest day of the year and the shortest night at that time on 21st of June. So at this time in southern hemisphere all the conditions are reversed because here they get directly sun heat and in the southern portion they can't get sun heat. So that's why winter they experience winter in the southern hemisphere. At this time the southern hemisphere all these conditions are reversed. So that's why it is the winter season there and in the northern portion they experience summer season. The night are longer than the day. In the southern hemisphere the nights are very longer in compared to northern hemisphere and the shorter days. This position of the earth it is called as the summer solstice. क्या कहते हैं इसे? What we called it? Summer solstice. Now on 22nd of December in the opposite side means after the 6 years here you saw this is the fixed path of the earth which revolute around the sun. This is the fixed path means the opposite side here you saw around in 22nd of December here they experience winter solstice because it is in a direct opposition, a reverse opposition. So at that time here they feel winter season. So on 22nd of December the tropic of Capricorn means here you saw in the southern hemisphere they receives direct rays of the sun. In the southern hemisphere they get a direct sun heat. So that's why this part get a direct sun heat. So here they feel summer in the southern hemisphere. What happened? Here in the southern part they feel summer in the southern hemisphere. They get a maximum heat from the sun. That's why this part is feel or they experience summer. Then in the opposite direction in the northern hemisphere winter in the northern hemisphere because at that time they can't get direct sun heat. So on 22nd of December the tropic of Capricorn receives direct rays of the sun as the south pole tilted towards it. Tilted means in a slightly flattened position. So at this position they are tilted around the sun as the south pole tilted towards it as the sun rays fall vertically at the tropic of Capricorn means in a 23.5 degree Celsius at a south position. A larger portion of the southern hemisphere gets light, therefore it is summer in the southern hemisphere and you observe there with longer days and shorter night is here. Here you saw in the summer season that time they feel longer day and shorter night. The reverse happen in the northern hemisphere. Here in the northern hemisphere what happened? The position of the earth is called the winter solstice. Do you know that Christmas is celebrated in Australia in the summer season because at that time they feel they have winter season and in the northern countries like our India, America, Canada they celebrate Christmas during winter season. Okay, so that's why you saw the difference in northern hemisphere and southern hemisphere according to the sun rays. Now we talk about on 21st of March. Here in the upper portion of the earth means after the 3 months due to this period on 21st of March and the September 23rd. Here this both the directions are opposite in direction. Direct rays of the sun fall on the equator means the middle part of the earth they feel direct sun rays, they get direct sun rays. At this position neither the poles is tilted. Poles are, they can't get tilted, they get direct sun heat on equator. So towards the sun, so the whole earth experience equal day and night in this two sides. For example, they feel in the northern part, this is the northern pole, so here they feel spring season is there, and in the southern portion there is a autumn. Fine. Here in the opposite side on 23rd of September, here they feel autumn season in the northern hemisphere, and in the southern hemisphere there is a spring season. So at this position neither of poles is tilted towards the sun, so the whole earth experience equal day and night. This is called an equinox. This is what we call it, equinox on 21st of March and equinox on 23rd of September, because they get equal day and night due to the direct sun heat on equator. So on 23rd of September, again also we discuss about this equinox. So it is the autumn season in the northern hemisphere. Here you saw in the northern hemisphere there is the autumn season, and in the southern hemisphere the opposite is the case of 21st of March, which is given in opposite side. So when it is spring in the northern hemisphere, autumn in the southern hemisphere. Thus we find that there are day and night and change due to the in the season because of the rotation and revolution of the earth respectively. So through this chapter, here we conclude our chapter. So you saw that first we discuss about the changes of day and night due to the rotation and the changes in the season due to the revolution of the earth around the sun. I hope you understand this chapter. Thank you.